Imagine a vast, invisible ocean filled with particles, and which is the very basis for the existence of our universe. And what if I told you that this very ocean is the key to understanding the concept of antimatter? So, welcome to the world of the Dirac Sea. Yes, we are talking about right now Dirac Sea. You might have heard the name of the physicist Paul Dirac, and according to his name, this name is given Dirac Sea. Okay, so you know that in the year 1928, almost 100 years ago, this is 2025, and so in the year 1928, he derived a mathematical equation merging quantum mechanics with the special theory of relativity, and obtained a new equation, and that equation is known as the Dirac equation. Dirac equation. Okay. So according to his name, Paul Dirac is the name of the physicist. So according to his name, the name is given Dirac equation. And he solved the equation. And what is the result? Result is both positive and negative results are there. Means both types of results exist simultaneously, positive as well as negative. So what is indicating? What is being indicated by these positive or negative results? Means they are representing actually energy states of the particles. So if you talk about positive energy states, okay, those are possible, those are highly acceptable. Positive energy states, because according to classical physics, energy is always positive. Energy cannot ever be negative. This is according to classical physics. But in the solution of Dirac's equations, we got negative results also. And according to Paul Dirac, these negative results, means these negative energy states, should not be discarded at all. They are meaningful, they are not meaningless. Normally, in many cases of classical physics, you have the experience that negative results are discarded because those are meaningless, those are not useful for the solution. But here in this case, negative results indicate negative energy states, and those are meaningful according to Paul Dirac. So what is the meaning of those negative results? That is the question. So according to Dirac, we were talking about what? An invisible ocean filled with particles. So according to Paul Dirac, those negative energy states are already filled with particles. Those negative energy states are already, negative energy states means the result of the solution of the equation, Dirac equation. So according to Paul Dirac, those negative energy states are already filled with particles. So electrons cannot occupy those filled states. Means electrons cannot move to lower energy states, because if electrons are able to exist in negative energy states, then what would happen? You know, according to classical physics, particles always try to move to the lower energy states. So if electrons already exist in negative energy states, then what would happen? They will try to move to more negative energy states, and that way they would be able to emit energy, and amount of emission will be infinite. Already in negative states, electrons are residing, and they are again moving to more negative. Say, just for if you use numericals, from -5 to -7, whatever be the unit, from -5 to -7. So which one is more negative? Here -7 is more negative than -5. So if an electron exists at -5, then it will naturally tend to move to -7, lowering the energy state, and thereby what will happen? It should emit energy. Am I right? it should emit energy. But what is the limit of this? If the electrons are going to lower energy states, there is no limit. Limit is minus infinity, from minus 5 to minus 7, from minus 7 to minus 8, from minus 8 to minus 9, and that way it will move up to minus infinity. So this is not possible. This thing you can easily guess, you can easily understand that this is not possible. That means those negative energy states are already occupied. Okay. And what happens if any particle from that invisible ocean is removed? A hole will be formed. Means according to the concept, a hole should be formed if a particle is removed from that invisible ocean of particles. And according to Paul Dirac, that hole is nothing but the antimatter. So that way, the concept of antimatter was born. According to Paul Dirac, the properties of the antimatter means that unknown matter at that time would just be opposite to the electron. And later you know that, so this discovery was in the year 1928. Just after 4 years, in 1932, Carl Anderson experimentally proved the existence of positron, means a negatively charged electron, and which is now known as the antimatter counterpart of electron. Okay, so initially that was just the concept of Paul Dirac, and just after 4 years, Carl Anderson practically proved the idea. So that means antimatter didn't come out from science fiction. Rather, this was a consequence of the quantum world. But at present, the concept of the Dirac Sea, so that sea, that invisible ocean, is known as Dirac Sea. Okay, but right now that theory is not used. Rather, a new theory is there known as quantum field theory. I think you know this theory, quantum field theory, and which is responsible for both the creation of matter and antimatter. Means in the quantum world, an excitation exists. Means excitations exist in the quantum world, and that excitations are responsible for the creation of both matter and antimatter. Okay, so quantum field theory uses this concept, and practically there is practical evidence for this. Okay, both theory and practical, both have already been validated against each other. So they are accepted, this new theory, quantum field theory, is accepted by unanimously all over the world by all the scientists, all the physicists. Anyway, you know the existence of quantum field theory. Okay, this is today's concept. So there is no need of using Dirac Sea, that concept. Still this is useful in many cases, such as in the study of topological insulators. In the field of condensed matter physics, you know there is a topic known as topological insulators. In that field, this concept is still used. Okay. So that means what I want to say is that the concept of the Dirac Sea has not been removed yet. It is still being used by the scientists as an inspiration, as a concept, and just due to this Dirac Sea, there was the development of the subject quantum electrodynamics and quantum field theory. Both development of those theories were possible just due to the concept of this Dirac Sea. though at present that concept is not used. Still, there is the importance of this, there is an importance of the concept Dirac Sea. Anyway, so this was all about today's topic. And one more thing I have forgotten to discuss here in this context, that antimatter and matter both were discussed. How antimatter was born, that was discussed, and you know the rest of the lecture here. You know that when matter and its counterpart antimatter interacts with each other, that means electrons meet with positron, or protons with antiprotons, or neutrons with antineutrons. Means matter with its antimatter counterpart. When they collide, they annihilate each other. And enormous energy is produced according to the equation E is equal to mc square, Einstein's famous formula, E is equal to mc square. And the energy emits in the form of gamma rays. That is known to you. Okay. So that way matters and antimatters annihilate each other. Anyway, so this was all about today's topic, and so this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video.